Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a Legacy video every Friday. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by joining the Patreon. Here you can gain access to continuously updated documents like a sideboard guide, a primer on Legacy Doomsday, and gain access to the Neville Shoot Discord server. So come join the community at patreon.com/NevilleShootMTG. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the video. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another Legacy video, and today I am playing Tempo Doomsday. Just before getting started, I want to make note that today I am recording from my new laptop. It is super duper nice, but in case there are still some things to be nudged into position with regards to my recording, I do apologize if there are any quirks or anything like that. I'm also using some new software to edit the video, so I hope everything is fine. If it's not, please, if you wouldn't mind, make a comment and I'll fix it for the next one. But okay, so Tempo Doomsday. I still like this list a whole lot. I think the format is. I'm not really exactly sure how well positioned this deck is right now. I didn't play a whole lot leading up to the ban announcement, and then there were no bans, no changes, so I feel like there is a lot going on in Legacy right now. There are a lot of different strategies viable, and as such, I think this is a fine place to be. I am pretty happy with the current 75. It's the list I've been playing for a while. The creature setup is, I think, pretty nice. I like having a spread. I like having Barrow-goyfs in the main deck to combo with Dark Ritual. I know other people like other constellations of creatures, but this has sort of worked pretty well for me, I think. So I think with that said, I'm going to jump into a league. Alright, we're on the play for round number 1 with a, Tamiyo hand. I will keep this. Tamiyo backed up by Daze is not the worst. We're somewhat vulnerable to Wasteland here, but hopefully that won't be a thing from the opponent. Lotus Petal, okay. Could have dazed that. Oh, it's oops. Crap. What are my odds that this daze is gonna hold up? Probably not great. Okay. Here's daze. Do you have a spirit guide or a pact? I'm guessing you do, because they always seem to do. Yeah, had the pact. Okay. Yeah, let's just take a look at their deck. Summoner's Pact. I heard people talking about how that probably means they are on, or they at least could be on, the Witherbloom Apprentice Chain of Smog pivot, so we'll see about that. But we are deceased. I see Thassa's Oracle and Dread Return to the Graveyard, and they have 3 creatures, and they have Poxwalkers, so yep. Do they have, yeah, they have Memory's Journey as well. Okay, I'm going to concede. Not going to reveal anything. So they don't know that we're a Doomsday deck, so maybe we can use that to our advantage. We have these blue cards to come in. We have the graveyard pieces. We can, I think, pretty safely board out Bowmasters and Barrow-goyf. I mean, they could also have like a creature plan pivot, like Barrow-goyfs of their own, but I'm not too worried about that. Brazen Borrower probably not worth it here. So I need to board out 2 more things. That could probably be like Cavern of Souls and the Murktide. I don't mind being exclusively a deck that tries to win with Doomsday here. Just be a combo control deck. Yeah, I'll keep this. It's not the best interaction here. Like, what we could do is Force of Negation something like a Dark Ritual. We could also let them combo off, then they Cabal Therapy, and we force that, and then they Cabal Therapy again. They miss on Consigned Memory. Is that the plan? Doesn't feel great, I have to say. And they kept 7. That's pretty scary. Here comes a Zapland and Jack-o'-lantern Shore. What do I want to see here? I guess I want to see a Dark Ritual and just win the game. Daze. Guess I'll take Daze. It's something here. So I can play out the sea, or the sewers rather, and have a Doomsday next turn. Or I can play out the Misty Rainforest, which I think is, I actually prefer that. I would rather Brainstorm here, have that option available to me. Looks like they're passing. I think that means an end of turn Brainstorm, because then I can also Surveil. Okay, let's get rid of Undercity Sewers and Polluted, or Underground Sea rather. Then we fetch Undercity Sewers. I guess I would really like a Force of Will here. Dark Ritual is also nice. Yeah, let's go for that. Because then we can Dark Ritual. We can actually, I think, just win here, right? So we fetch, we have 3 lands, we go Dark Ritual, Doomsday. No, we can just exactly not win. But we do get to play Doomsday and have Nihil Spellbomb open, and we can put a Force of Will as the top card that we can then draw with the Spellbomb if we have to. Yeah, I think I like that. So we will Dark Ritual and Doomsday. So let's put Force of Will on top, then 2 Cyclers, and then Thassa, and then I guess I get to hide a card. I'll hide the Grafdigger's Cage. So let's just see how this goes. We put Force of Will on top, and then if we want to win next turn, we have to crack the Spellbomb on their end of turn at the latest. But I think that's okay. We put Grafdigger's Cage on the bottom with Thassa's Oracle on top, like so. And then the 2 Cyclers underneath the Force of Will. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, no! Whew. I almost clicked through my turn. I need to play the Spellbomb. Kind of an important piece here. I'm sure you agree. Alright, Spellbomb is in. And they're going to draw a card here, exiling my Doomsday. And now they can like cycle this black mana into a mana of any color. Dark Ritual. Is this the Force of Will? Or the Force of Negation, rather. I think it might be. I'm going to pitch the Daze, I think. No, I'm going to pitch the Consigned Memory. Maybe this is like jumping the gun because they still, like, they have to also beat my Nihil Spellbomb. So if they have a second pact, I think I lose no matter what. No matter if I if I try and force now or force later. And the question is, can they beat the Spellbomb plus Daze more easily than they can beat the... I guess I'll let this resolve, and I'll let the Dark Ritual resolve. Well, maybe I'll live to regret that. They just go like Thoughtseize, murder me, Cabal Ritual. Okay, that's 4 mana. Is it a Goblin Charbelcher? No, okay, it's this guy. And then they can target me. So that's a problem. So let's exile here and hope they don't have a second Pact of Negation. Or a Reanimate plus Spirit Guide, I guess. Though they would... No, yeah, Reanimate plus Spirit Guide gets this. So I'm going to pay here to draw the Force. They're going to lose their Jack-O-Lantern, so no more cycling mana. Let's see. Did they have 2 Pacts of Negation? Fuck me. Oh my god, this... So they're going to target me. I'm going to reveal cards until I reveal a land card. There are no land cards in my deck. They could also just target themselves, I guess. It doesn't matter now. They should target themselves. They don't know that I don't have a land card here. Had a Spirit Guide, and they do target themselves. Yep, they get to just win here. Well, that was pretty impressive. I mean, let's say that we let them keep their second pact, and then we keep our Spellbomb. They just target us with the Informer. So I end up sort of at the same place, I think. Yep, there is Dread Return. Alright, GG's opponent. Alrighty, on the play for round number 2. And yeah, I'll keep this. I don't love having the Thassa's Oracle, but it could also be worse. We have some good cards in our hand. Let's Thoughtseize the opponent. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. Alright, I'm gonna take Grim Monolith here, and then I'll be able to daze the first Karn as things stand right now, and we'll worry about second Karn later. Planar Nexus, Mistress Research Desk. What's this? Sacrifice it, exile top 2 cards, choose one of them, and you may play that card until you're at the end of your next turn. Okay, so it's like build your own. What's its face? One of those red cards from Ruby Storm, kind of. I'm gonna brainstorm here. Hopefully we find some good cards, and we do. Force of Will. I think I will put Thassa's Oracle into my graveyard and then mill it away with Undercity Sewers, though I'm not loving that. But yeah, no, I am gonna do that. There is a non-zero chance they have some way to exile our graveyard, and I would like to not lose this Thassa, but I don't think it's very likely. We'll see. They have 2 Karns, an Ancient Tomb, and 1 Unknown. And that was an Urza's Tower. Yeah, must be nice. I think I have to force this, right? I think I'll pitch the Daze. I don't expect that to do much. Damn, that was good land to draw. Actually, let's brainstorm first, then we can ponder and get a shuffle if we need to. Ooh, now I really, really wish I hadn't pitched that Daze. Okay, let's put back Edge of Autumn and, or actually, what is it here? Yeah, no, it's Edge of Autumn and Underground Sea. No, ha. What's more valuable in my hand? A third black source or the Edge of Autumn? I think maybe the third black source, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna cycle the Street Wraith here. I'm gonna cast Ponder and hope against hope that I find either a Daze or another Force of Will. Bowmasters is not nothing versus the Karn. And the second Wasteland? Or am I being trapped here? So what happens? Karn comes in, it immediately minuses and gets something. And then I can cast Bowmasters next turn and Wasteland them again. Okay, I think I'm going to go with that plan. It might be silly. Let's play that. Let's take out the Planar Nexus. That's also, like always, like a hard one to figure out. Are you supposed to take out the Nexus or the Tower? Because they play 4 of each, but they could also be playing like Cloudpost. Yeah, there's Ancient Tomb. I am assuming Karn is in my very immediate future. There he is. Karnarino. Why did I think he would be at 2? Or at 4 loyalty? I guess I was looking at his casting cost. Good one. And now we have to figure out... Okay, they're going for a Tormod's Crypt. They are getting rid of our Thassa's Oracle. So winning with Doomsday is no longer on the table. So we're going to have to win by turning creatures sideways. Alright, I am going to... Yeah, they get to nuke it here. That's to be expected. I'm going to Wasteland them again. And I'm going to take... what do I take? Take out the... Like, obviously, Ancient Tomb is twice as much mana as Urza's Tower is, but it's also dealing them damage, and Urza's Tower just gets unlocked if they draw another Planar Nexus. I'm going to take out the Tower. And then I'm going to not cast the Bowmasters and see if we can get them to -2 the Karn, maybe to get like a... Oh, wait, will you get out of here? Yeah, okay. They reveal a card. I'm not going to kill Karn until they have made their choice. Don't want them to see what I have here. Maybe that they're getting liquid metal coating. I sort of hope so. They get Ensnaring Bridge. Okay. Yep, that's fine. Not convinced they can empty their hand next turn. They'll have 3 cards in hand and 3 mana as things stand. Okay. Karn is dead. The Ensnaring Bridge makes sense to me because like they've exiled my Thassa, so it's fair to assume I can't really do a lot other than win with creatures. I'm gonna consider away the Edge of Autumn here and get a Ponder. That's nice. I was hoping for a Force of Will, truth be told, or another blue card. Let's cast Ponder. What do we have here? I kind of want the Ponder. I kind of don't want anything else here, so I'm going to shuffle. I get a Flooded Strand. That can Surveil. Okay. I think my best draw here is probably Wasteland. But also like they have to brick here, and they just, oh my god, they just unlocked everything, drawing the hots here with the lands. Manifold key, sure. All right, so the last card in their hand, they're not able to draw, which helps me right now because it means the Ensnaring Bridge is not stopping my 2/1/1s here, but bad news is it's a very slow clock, basically. Okay, so we surveil away an Underground Sea. Ugh, yikes, okay. Guess I'll play that and attack here. So what could be in their hand that they couldn't cast for, I guess, 3 mana? Okay. They exile 2 cards. What are those? Yeah, Pithing Needle and Kozilek's Command. Kozilek's Command can probably just win them the game here. Here comes Kozilek's Command. It kills my guy, and then they scry and draws a card. And now my army amasses because it happens simultaneously, I guess. I'll deal them 1 here, but this is a problem now. It's a 2/2, and they have a Glaring Fleshraker. Okay. So now my creature can't attack. I don't really see a way out of this. I'm going to take a draw step and then probably concede. Doomsday. What does that do for me? I suppose if I Doomsday here, and they can't just kill me out right next turn with a Fireball here, I'll be at 7. Is there a way for me to do what exactly? I basically need to bounce the Ensnaring Bridge, keep it from coming into play, deal them 9 damage from this. I mean, drawing the Doomsday at least means there is a conversation to be had here, and I'm not just instant conceding, but I don't think it's very realistic. Like maybe if I had my Murktide, but all right. Well, I am actually just going to concede here. I don't think there's a realistic way out of this, unfortunately. All right, so we can hope to win, I think, in one of 2 ways here, either by winning with a fast Doomsday or by wastelanding them out of the game. I want all these blue cards, including the Murktide. The Murktide can't really realistically be killed, at least not very early, by a Kozilek's Command, and it flies over their Scion tokens and can just end the game. I think Orcish Bowmasters can go. I think the Barrogoyfs probably need to go as well. And then it's a question. They're a Manifold Key deck. I don't think they're playing Chalice, so I'm going to board out Cavern of Souls. I think maybe I'll cut 1 Tameo, and I will submit. Okay. I think we keep this hand. I'm going to ponder, because I would really like a force. Having the Undercity Sewer is a little bit shaky here, but we can probably leverage things with Brainstorm next turn, either by hitting a fetch land or by using the Undercity Sewers to surveil away one card we don't want. Alright, let's ponder. Doomsday. So this is Doomsday next turn, but it's like Doomsday and then we pass and just hope we're not getting clowned. Not sure I like that. We'll see. Alright, there's a Mox Opal and a pass, it looks like. So I am not convinced just casting Doomsday is correct here, because we are completely at the mercy of what's its face? The like Disruptor Flute. I would like to get rid of 1 Murktide and probably the sewers here, or maybe it's the LED. Yeah, and then I'm gonna Thoughtseize them, and then I think our strategy is going to involve Murktide Regent, which we can cast next turn, and which can potentially like one-shot them with the Doomsday later on. What's this? They started paying costs. Is this like Mindbreak Trap? Hang on, they're conceding? That's an interesting choice. Okay. Don't know that I do anything else here. I'm just gonna resubmit. Okay, I'm gonna go against my better judgment and keep this hand and hope that Wasteland plus Street Wraith plus my draw step, etc. gives me what I need here. They're mulliganing to 5. Okay. Like, there needs to be a land in my top 3 cards. And if there is, then I'm happy. And if there's not, then I'm going to be sad. But against this deck, it's almost impossible for Wasteland not to be good. And we find a land. I'm gonna cycle the Street Wraith here. There is a Daze. You know what? I'm gonna play Sewers here. I want to know, like, okay, I guess I will take another Force. I think there's a chance they have a second Nexus, and we're just like playing out the land they would be most happy to have wastelanded first. All right, I'm gonna Thoughtseize. We'll see what's up. See which land is better for us to waste. Okay, they just have more of each, and they have a Mindbreak Trap. I guess that was probably what they were hiding over there. I think the Karn we can leave in their hand. Now, maybe that's silly. Just leave them with the Mindbreak Trap. So if I waste the Nexus here, they can only make one token. If I leave them with the Nexus and take out the Saga, they basically get to play the turn over again, or, you know, they will eventually have 2 tokens. I think I'm going to take out the Nexus, and we'll pass. And now I really need to hit something here, like a Dark Ritual. Guess I'll take Lotus Petal. I guess they get 0. Yeah, 0 is a lot better than 2, or I guess it would have been 1. I think my math is off here. Guessing they're getting Mox Diamond here. Or they could get a Manifold Key, I suppose, or something else. Oh, this one. Yeah, sure. Use the floating mana, and they exile. The Urza Saga. Yep. So their hand is Urza Saga, Mindbreak Trap, and 2 unknowns. Okay, Box Opal, which is currently not crafted to any metal. Okay, come on, land. Land. Okay, I'll take a Brainstorm. Oof, that was less than ideal. I guess we can go for a Doomsday costing us our entire hand here. Not only our entire hand, but like, oh, this is so bad. Yeah, everything. It's going to cost us everything. Except the Lotus Petal, I guess. It's going to cost us our land. And it's going to leave them with the Mindbreak Trap as well. Oh, gosh. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure what to do here. I could just daze my own Lion's Eye Diamond to pick up the Undercity Sewers and get like through the Brainstorm lock a turn quicker. I think I actually like that. It's going to cost us the LED, but I mean, if not, then I suppose I try and go through the Brainstorm lock. So put back 2 cards. We pass. They get the turn. We draw 1 card. We pass. They make a guy. They attack us down to like something like 13 or 12. We pass, or they pass. We draw the second card, and then what? I guess we can play a Tamiyo in between. Yeah, okay. So maybe it's just gonna have to be that way. Let's get rid of a. Let's actually put back Edge of Autumn and then Doomsday. No. Could they be playing Wasteland? Maybe I should keep the Edge of Autumn in my hand. I'll put back Lion's Eye Diamond and Tamiyo. Yeah. Alright, we'll pass. Yeah, that was bad. Yep, there's the second Saga we knew about. Hand is Mindbreak Trap plus 2 unknowns. Would obviously love for them just to put anything on the stack here that I can counter, but no such luck. Okay, here's a Tamiyo. Let's play her. The next card down is the LED. There's a friend. It's still a somewhat small friend, but it's going to get pretty big pretty soon. Oh, they're making mana. I guess it sort of comes to the same if they're going to just make a construct with the other one, but that's interesting. Wonder what they get here. Pithing Needle obviously is a card. Yep. And what do you name here? Probably Street Wraith or Edge of Autumn. No. They named the flip side of Tamiyo. Okay. And a Manifold Key. We take 4. I'm not going to block yet. So next turn they will have 2 5/5s. So I think I have to hold back Tamiyo and basically, oh gosh. Maybe I was supposed to, no, I don't think I can afford to not resolve the Lion's Eye Diamond. But I don't, because I'm only playing 2 cyclers in this list, I don't think I can I can actually I can win here because they have that Mindbreak trap. Yeah, in hindsight, it would really have helped for me to get rid of the Mindbreak trap with my Thoughtseize rather than Karn and just force Karn. But yeah, hindsight is 2020, as someone once said. Okay, if they just burned their mana, they're gonna attack. And I mean, they could also be sitting on a Kozilek's command and just keep that open. So what's my hope here? It is to draw a land, but I don't. I draw another Doomsday. So I could cycle the Edge of Autumn and hope to draw Brainstorm, and then Brainstorm fixes everything. Seems completely reasonable. Oh, no. Chi-Chi's opponent. All right, we are 0-2. Let's hope for a better round 3 on the draw here. Gonna keep this hand. It's turn 1 Tamiyo and turn 2 Barrowwolf with a Daze. They have a Tamiyo. Okay. Yeah, let's play around Daze because we can and pass. Brainstorm. I think do I care? Now I'm gonna let them brainstorm. They did this before attacking, which, you know, I think it was a free attack, so they didn't get their clue, which means that when I brazen borrow this, flip Tamiyo at some point, they will not have gained any cards from their Tamiyo. That's at least my hope. I hope they don't find a Wasteland, basically. Or a Thoughtseize, I guess. There's a lot of hoping. Okay, plus Tamiyo and basic Swamp. Okay. Fatal Push my Tamiyo. Guess I will Daze this. Alright. My Tamiyo survived. Okay, I'm gonna play Undercity Sewers because I don't want to Petty Theft into a Daze here. And something tells me they are not gonna minus her. They're gonna, like, make a run for the hills. I will put Daze on top. That's potentially a losing play if they keep developing their mana, but I do also have a Wasteland, so that's kind of making Daze more enticing. But yeah, in the face of these two basics, maybe not. Undercity Sewers, sure. Did they just not do anything with their Tamiyo? I think they forgot to activate Tamiyo. Yikes. We draw our Daze here, and I think we just attack. And I think I'm going to pass here. I would like for them to tap out into this Daze before I Petty Theft, but that's obviously like wishful thinking. Bowmasters. Okay. I'm going for it. I'm going in, everyone. Daze or Petty Theft your flip Tamiyo. And I'm going to Daze the Bowmasters. I should have done this the other way around, just in case they had Force but no blue card, and we just gave them a blue card, bouncing the Tamiyo, I guess. But they replay Tamiyo. Do they have a re-brainstorm? They do. Alright. Tamiyo flippity floops. And they fatal push my Tamiyo. Okay. She left behind 2 clues. I think we can work with that. Oh, we drew the brainstorm. I think I want to just crack a clue here while Bowmasters is down, and then like building a mana bridge towards Barrowwolf. Drawing a second brainstorm, probably not ideal. They plus Tamiyo. Suddenly at 6 loyalty. Here comes Ponder, sure. I think ideally I would love to like try and play Barrowwolf next turn. They force it, and then if we drew Doomsday, then we could just get to win on the following turn. They don't shuffle the Ponder. Okay. Play Polluted Delta. Is it Barrowwolf time? Or Murktide time? Yeah, this looks like a Murktide. I think our best shot now is finding Doomsday, to be honest. There is the Murktide, Murko Polo, and they pass. There is Doomsday. Alright, I'm going to play this Barrowwolf. See if their last 2 cards in hand are Force blue card, then this is a winning play. If not, we could have gone for a Doomsday win now, but it plays into a Daze, which we sort of don't have to worry about next turn. Plus Tamiyo, sure. They have to not attack here, right? No, they're attacking. Okay, interesting. So maybe that means they have a Bowmasters in hand. Oh no, they have Barrowwolf. They could also have Bowmasters, certainly. Okay, so they can't force. If they have Bowmasters, we still win, because I'm not going to bother doing the math, but we're going to be at 17, or 16 rather, because we're going to be attacking with the Barrowwolf. and getting lifelink. So I'm going to make the attack here. They would have to have something like Mantic Flusterstorm or Consign Memory or something, which is obviously not impossible. Okay, attacking the Tamiyo. They are very likely to take the trade here with their own Barrogoyf. Okay, they just had Bowmasters. Okay. Yep, it's all fine. I go to 12. Their 1/1 gets munched up by my 3/4. So I'm at 15. So I'll be at 7. Alright, so the Barrogoyf eats the guy. We're at 15. And I'm going to play out the Wasteland, and then I'm going to put Doomsday on the stack. And they are Hellbent, so we don't have to worry about anything other than the face-up Bowmasters. So I will put 2 blanks that I don't care about. Guess I'll hide my own Bowmasters and my Murktide. And then I'll put Thassa, Edge of Autumn, and LED as the top 3 cards. And we'll be drawing 5 cards here. We'll be drawing 3 with Brainstorm, 1 with Edge, and 1 with the Clue. So we'll put Bowmasters and Murktide on the bottom, and then Thassa, Edge, LED. And then we draw 3 with Brainstorm. Let me just yield to these Bowmaster triggers. Oh, that's not yet. All right, so we put back Thassa's Oracle and Lion's Eye Diamond. No, rather Edge of Autumn. And then we just always yield to this. We go to 4, play Lion's Eye Diamond. We crack for blue, and we draw with our Clue token. Remembering to leave 2 blue mana floating. Bowmaster triggers, we're at 3, we cycle the Wasteland. Another Bowmaster trigger, we're at 2, and there she blows. Alright, sweet. So we take the win. That's important to win game number 1 here. Alright, so for the sideboard, I want to board completely out of Doomsday here. Board into my Dimir Tempo plan. Flusterstorm, I really like. Second Murktide, I also really like. Force of Negation, not so much. Could be a card, though. Let's board out LED, board out Edge of Autumn, Street Wraith, all of the Doomsdays. And Thassa, where is she? There she is. And then I'll board out a Dark Ritual. Maybe I'll board out 2 Dark Rituals, and I'll bring in 1 Force of Negation. Alright, this seems good. Let's go. Oof, this is, I think, pretty risky, but I am going to keep. We are pretty soft to Wasteland, obviously. Losing our Tamiyo to a Thoughtseize would also not be great. Having Force plus blue card and the other Force is fine. Putting mulligans to 6, okay. And a Ponder, okay. If there's a shuffle here, I will Wasteland. So obviously, a shuffle isn't the same as them, like, missing on, like, or needing a land, but is, you know, potentially that. But they didn't shuffle though. Alright, I'm gonna play my sewers here. I want to progress my development here. I'll actually take a Dark Ritual, and I need to fade Wasteland this turn, and then if I do, then suddenly I have like Barrogoyf protected by Force and Daze. Potentially even double days. No Wasteland, thank you. Brainstorm, okay, that's a good one. And I'm not gonna, like, a Thoughtseize here isn't really able to pick holes in my hand because of the 2 Barrogoyfs and 2 Forces. It's actually pretty nice. Alright, they fetch maybe a Tamiyo or a Thoughtseize. No, another Ponder. Interesting. It's a lot of sculpting for a tempo deck. It could be the mirror, truth be told. So my plan is going to be play Wasteland, cast Dark Ritual, cast Barrogoyf, win the fight, then Wasteland them, making my days better. Going forward, Dark Ritual resolves. Here's a Barrow G. The Barrow to the G, they force. I'll daze that, thank you very much. Barrogoyf is in. I'm going to Wasteland them. That does mean if they have a daze, then, like, if they have, like, fetch land, Fatal Push, backed up by days, that's a pretty big problem for me, but I don't know. Maybe that is enough of a reason to not Wasteland them there, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it ends up costing me. They have a Wasteland, okay. Like, Petty Theft backed up by days here would be pretty gnarly. There is a pause on my upkeep. Okay, we draw land. I like that. I will play that and attack with Barrow G. If I flip a blue creature here, I'm not going to play Tameo. Let's see. No. No look. I think I will... Alright, I am actually going to play Tameo off of basic island here. Puts more pressure on them to find answers to creatures. And it'll flush out a Daze if they have one. Looks like they don't. And they didn't have a removal spell last turn for the Barrow. Okay, so... Turns out they had lots of lands. Wasteland never good. They have a Barrow. I'll try and Force of Will that. And Force of Will resolves. So what's in their hand? Maybe it's like a Murktide? Another Tameo. That's less than optimal here. And I will flip, or not flip, I will mill with Barrow. And we miss again. Disappointing. Alright, let's Undercity Sewers here. Would like to find another land. I'll put Bowmasters into the graveyard because I guess they're going to mill me or wasteland me here. And I would rather have a chance to draw land, get these clues, Kraken. Petty Theft, okay. So my Barrow is in my hand and not coming down anytime soon. They wasteland me, sure. 2 cards in hand. Need a land. It's not a land. Alright, we make another clue and we pass the turn. And looks like they're passing as well. That was a good draw. Maybe the best of draws. Here comes Tameo. 3rd clue produced. Not going to crack now. First of all, like, I've made my land drop. I'm not really drawing into anything on my turn. If they have Bowmasters, I would rather not give them the draw or the ping. They did have Bowmasters. Another land. Okay. Another land gives me runner Barrow here. Let's hope that's good enough. We have 2 more Force of Wills we could draw. Kill my Tameo. Okay. That's a fatal push. That's not going to be aimed at a Barrow. Dark Ritual. That's actually pretty good. I think I'm going to cast the Dark Ritual before they see my next land, because that might incentivize them to try and kill the Barrow, or to force the Dark Ritual, I mean. I guess maybe that doesn't make any sense, because they could just save the force for the Barrow. But if they had, like, Force of Negation. We have Force of Will. Okay. I'm going to play a second Tameo here and pass. And they are Hellbent. Ponder. That's a good draw. Ponder into Thoughtseize taking my Barrow would be kind of annoying, but then, I don't know, still somewhat okay, I think. No shuffle. Their own Tameo. Okay. They don't, I think they don't know about the second Barrow Daddy. Fetch. I would love to draw or surveil a Force of Will to the top. Nope. I'll take another land, actually. I don't like my position right now, like where one wasteland kind of sends me pretty far behind on mana. And I can attack with my Tameo. There's really no way they can both get the 3rd mana and have Kaito next turn. So I'm not too worried about. And they would still even then have, I can only block 2 of their 3, so. Okay, we go to combat. I can't block the Tameo, but they aren't attacking with their two friends. Tameo made a clue. They cashed that in right away, sure. Okay. There's a Undercity Sewers, and they like what they saw. Cool. Ponder, huh? I think I will attack with both creatures. Yep. They block with the army. I'm going to Ponder here. I don't really think it matters that much, the pings I'm going to take. Long Goodbye, Murktide. Yeah, these are all pretty swell. Guess I'll keep hold of that Long Goodbye, and we'll decide later what we need to use it on. Like, them finding Kaito here, or Kaito rather, is kind of scary. That's probably what I'm most afraid of now. Okay, holding back the army, so no Kaito. I think I will kill the Bowmasters here, and I could bounce the army and then get a connect with my Tameo. I could also just try and draw with a clue. I think I'll start out by drawing with a clue, actually. Flush out a potential Bowmasters, then I can bounce it if I want to. That plays into Daze, though. Okay, we take the ping. I think we do Petty Theft the Bowmasters. If they have a Daze, it kind of sucks for them to get value out of it on turn 10, but still. Okay, we draw the Wasteland. Let's attack. All right, and now I think we Wasteland them. Is that correct? Yeah, let's Wasteland them. Keep sort of choking their ability to do stuff. Okay, they choose to crack a clue rather than redeploy Bowmasters. This is like turning into a real grind fest. Alright, now I just get to attack with Barrow Wave. That seems pretty good. Yeah, let's do it. They're at 4. I mill over a Murktide, finally. Hit something. So, post combat, I'm going to try and cast this Murktide. They don't know that there's a second Murktide as well. Dark Ritual, Ponder, Rainstorm, Force of Will, Ponder. Oh, there was a second Dark Ritual. Okay. And I guess I'll draw with the clue while there's no Bowmaster shenanigans to be had. Okay, we draw Fatal Push. Sweet. Your move has to be good. Okay, we are moving into combat. So, I mean, they're not dead because they can chump block the Murktide with Tamiyo and then play Bowmasters to block the Barrow Wave. Okay, we get a clue. There's Bowmaster, sure. I mean, I could have killed, like, Fatal Push the Tamiyo. I guess I'm feeling so in control of things right now. But I think that was a mistake. You know, if you have lethal, you should pursue it. Make them have the Force of Will. Okay, I'll read it. I'll cast another Murktide. And we get the concession. All right, sweet. 2-0. All right, so we're 1-2, and I'll see you for round number 4. All right, this is round 4. We're on the play versus Scandimaniac. I wonder if this is a fellow Scandinavian. I'll keep this hand. Like one land more than we would like, but Ponder, Thoughtseize, Daze, all pretty exciting cards to have early in the game. I'm going to start out with Thoughtseize. We're up against the burn deck. Holy smokes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. What the hell am I even gonna take here? I guess, like, it's either take the Goblin Guide or Daze it. I think I take something. I think I take the Goblin Guide. That's gonna deal me, if I don't like answer it, it's gonna deal me a lot of damage. Then we will have to play around what we know. Oh no, Burn, definitely not a matchup we're happy to play against. Roiling Vortex, it's the one that can't gain life. Yeah, Lava Spike. Yep, lovely. A Wasteland. I think I have to Ponder here. I could also try and keep up Double Daze, but okay. So we want the Doomsday. We certainly want the Doomsday. The question is, do we want Ponder or Force as the next card, or a Surveil? I think we want a Surveil. Yeah. Let's pass here. They didn't show us a. There's a Swift Spear. That's a card they drew. Okay, and they didn't show us Fire Blast yet. Okay, I take 3 from the Chain Lightning, unless I want to Daze this, and then another 2. Yeah, I think this just has to be fine. Maybe I would have been better off just drawing the Ponder. I think so, because like, what am I hoping to draw here, or to Surveil into? Bowmasters. That's hardly exciting. I'm gonna put this into the graveyard. I mean, I know this can block, but ugh. All right, here I think we basically have to hope to Surveil into one of our 6 outs here. Roiling Vortex. Okay, they didn't draw another land. I'm gonna Daze this, I think. What does it do? Deals 1 damage during each upkeep. When a player casts a spell with no mana was spent to cast it. Yeah, what I'm trying to do is gonna involve Lines of Diamond, most likely, so I'm just gonna do this. I do worry that they might have drawn Fire Blast. That's sort of the card that fudges up the math here for me. Take 2, I'm down to 7. I'm about to fetch down to 6. They have a Price of Progress, so I'm basically just down to that. I need to find one of my 4 Brainstorms or one of my 2 Cyclers off of this Surveil. Not a Tamiyo, get rid of her. And I'm dead. Alright. Let's go to game number 2 here, or to the sideboard. Our opponent has to think that we're just Dimir Tempo here, but I'm not sure that really matters. I think Barrowgoyf is a card we want. I think Flusterstorm maybe. I think Thoughtseize is not ideal. And probably we'll get rid of a Brazen Borrower. I was thinking about Murktide because they probably have blasts post board, and I was thinking about Bowmasters because it doesn't really do a whole lot. I guess Bowmasters, like killing like ambushing a goblin guide might be something. Okay, so we can turn one barrel goyf here, but it will be a 2/3. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to wait one, like I'm going to lead on Undercity Sewers here from hand to hopefully get like a sorcery or, yeah, an artifact. Does it? Get rid of that. Goblin Guide, sure. Barrogoyf revealed. Oh, sweet, I can double Barrogoyf next turn? Heck yes. Both Barrogoyfs will be 3/4s. I mean, it's certainly possible that they can kill 2 3/4s, but it's not a given. I'm going to fetch basic Swamp here to play around back to or Price of Progress. I think I'll play out my LED just in case somehow they have something that exiles a single card from my graveyard. They can get rid of Lotus Petal, and then I can sack the LED to regrow my Barrogoyfs. And if they have any sorcery they want to cast, that's going to grow the Goyfs. And there it is. Alright, nope, I don't want to pay. And they suspend a Rift Bolt. Okay. If I get to gain 8 life now, I think that like effectively ends the game almost, but we'll see. That does indeed seem to be what's happening. Yeah, I'll at least flip one. And I'll flip the other one. Might hit a Tameo. Yep, hit 2 Tameos. Here is Tameo. There's a Rift Bolt coming. They can target Tameo, I guess, but then Tameo just basically gain me 3 life. Goyfs are 5/6s now. Fat and juicy. If they go land Roiling Vortex, that stops my life gain, but me being at 22 with this amount of board presence should be hard for them to beat, but obviously nothing's impossible. Rift Bolt targets me. Yep, going upstairs. Okay, that also stops me gaining life. And now they have to lose their Goblin Guide, or else they're dead on the upkeep. Sulfuric Vortex is symmetrical. I'm not going to fetch Surveil. I want to be able to fetch Basic Island here to take like 2 less damage if they have pop. I won't be casting, at least I don't think so. So if I cast Doomsday, I would be at 16, 15, I would be at 7. Then I attack and at least 1 Goyf gets through. So maybe I do just do that. So let's just see here. Doomsday, my graveyard is removed. There's a sorcery there, so my Goyfs would be 1/2s. Then I can fetch. They would be 2 3s. 1 gets through. It mills over 2 random cards at this point because I would have fetched, and I also have a clue, so I would have 4 mana. I think I could do it. So let's see. I fetch the deck is 4 cards big. I attack with I guess if I sack the LED first. No, I'm not supposed to do that because I need the mana post combat. Tricky. I think maybe I'm just supposed to attack here, not try and get cute with Doomsday. We're at such an advantageous spot here, I think. Alright, here comes the squad. They have to chump. I sadly gain no life. They go to 7. I mill over. I think I'm just going to not mill anything over here. They can figure out between the LED and the Lotus Petal that we're Doomsday probably, but let's draw with the clue. Flusterstorm was a nice pickup here. Okay, they're at 5 now, facing down a whole lot of something. Alright, that got them. That obviously worked out pretty well. I think maybe, do I want like Brazen Borrower number 2 over Murktide or over Bowmasters? Probably over Bowmasters. Yeah, just like bouncing Sulfuric Vortex or Roiling Vortex and then attacking with Barrogoyfs can like make or break the game, because that can be the difference between 0 life gain and like 5 or 4 or 9. Not 9, I guess, but 10 or whatever. Okay, now we have to win the 3rd game on the draw here. That's not going to be easy. They mulligan to 6. Can I keep a hand like this? I don't think so. I think I have to mulligan. Okay, I'll keep this. Get rid of the Wasteland. Alright, go ahead, opponent. Goblin Guide. Alright, they reveal a Tameo. Okay, I'm going to try and surveil here. I do find the Dark Ritual. That was exactly what I wanted. We have like face up here a kill on the untap, but we have to avoid them having something like Eidolon of the Great Revel or Roiling Vortex. Also, like ideally they tap out here so they don't represent Pyroblast. Okay, 2 Goblin Guides, rough, and Chain Lightning. Okay. So I'm at 15. I'm going to be at 11. That means I'm going to be at 5 post Doomsday. That means we lose to a Fire Blast unless I can figure out a pile that doesn't. I have the Consider in hand. Does that change anything here? It means I can put a Daze in the pile, but that depends on them firing off the Fire Blast at the correct point in time. Well, I think this turn is going to start with Dark Ritual Doomsday. If they have something like Mindbreak Trap, we're just gone. They do seem to be F6 here. Let's see. So Brainstorm is going to draw LED, Edge of Autumn. We need Thassa in the pile. I would love to not have to Street Wraith here, but I don't know that I can avoid doing it. If we don't care about being Hellbent, then, or Hellbent, I mean deck bent. That's not a word. If we don't mind not emptying the library, maybe there's a chance. But the problem is then the Fire Blast can just target the Thassa. I've made my land drop, so there's no fetching, no way to thin like that. So this way we Brainstorm. If they Fire Blast us, then we're just dead. Is there a way to beat a Fire Blast, my dear friends? So I could Brainstorm. That could draw me Edge of Autumn, LED, Thassa's Oracle. And then I could, let's say I Brainstorm, they Fire Blast. So I'm at 1. I draw those 3 cards, the Edge of Autumn, LED, Thassa. I put back Thassa and Tamiyo. No, So Brainstorm draws 1. Yeah, I guess if I do that, I could put Edge of Autumn in my hand, LED in my hand, then put Thassa and Consider on top, and then I just draw with Consider. I just draw the Thassa, and then there are 2 cards left in the deck. I think that gives me the best chance of beating a Fire Blast, because I think if they just wait with the Fire Blast, then I'm dead either way. I don't think they're gonna then Fire Blast when I play my LED, but before I cycle and lose my entire hand. Yeah. Okay. I've decided to do that. I hope there's not some red spell that, other than Fire Blast, I'm not thinking of, that targets only creatures. Okay, so the Daze and the Street Wraith, they don't matter. And these 3, the order of those does not matter. So we Brainstorm, we put back Thassa and Consider. There was no Fire Blast. Let's hope that remains true for the duration of this little endeavor. Cycle the Edge, sack the LED. We draw Consider, put Thassa on top of the deck and draw her, and play her. Please no Fire Blast. Yay, we got there. Okay, wow, we beat Burn. How about that? 2-2. Let's go for the final round, see if we can get a positive record. Alright, on the draw for the final round. Again, 1 land more than I would like, but I think I'm going to keep this hand. It's the Island Mirror and the Tamiyo Mirror. Okay. There is a Force of Will. I think I'm supposed to go for the Doomsday here, so I'm going to Surveil, get rid of Polluted Delta, pass. Being on the draw, if I'd been on the play, I would have just cast Tamiyo, but yep, that's the way the cookie crumbles here. I think the way to erase this Tamiyo is to try and put Doomsday on the stack and win that way. So let's hope not to get Wastelanded. That's not a Wasteland. They flipped the Tamiyo. Alright, now we have to hope not to get Thought Seized, basically. That's probably the biggest, the biggest risk we're running right now. Okay, looks like that's not happening. If there's a Thought Seize of our own, I think I'm supposed to Thought Seize here. Force of Will, Bowmasters, Wasteland, double Fatal Push. I'm going to get rid of the Bowmasters. We have that Force covered for now. A little bit annoying that they have a Wasteland, but hopefully we can figure a way around that. That's perfect. Okay, I am going to draw the Dark Ritual here, and then we just have the win next turn. Depending, of course, on what happens here, they're likely going to Wasteland us. That was weird. They drew and immediately played this Bloodstained Mire. What's the plan there? Is it to get a Surveil and then draw and hopefully get a blue card, maybe? that could be it. All right, so let's go ahead and Dark Ritual here, and we cast Doomsday. Yeah, I guess here comes the Surveil, and then I'm guessing if they find the blue card, they're gonna draw. They mill over. Okay, they just let me have that. Let's get Cavern of Souls in that case, because if they just now randomly clue into a blue card while I'm cracking LED, it's not gonna be good. Um, and I think I want Consider here. What am I milling over? What don't I want them to know about? Maybe is the question. Maybe it's Bowmasters. All right, so let's see here. If they wasteland me, I cycle the wasteland. I can draw Consider. Then I can consider away Bowmasters, draw the Street Wraith, untap, draw the Cavern. Yeah, that seems pretty nice. So Thos on the bottom, Cavern, Street Wraith, Bowmasters, Consider. Am I supposed to just do that right now while I know they can't interact? So in that case, they're going to waste my Underground Sea as well, but that won't matter, right? I think I just do that. And like, if they end up thought seizing me, I just cycle Street Wraith. I draw the Cavern, and then like it doesn't matter. Ponder. Yeah, I think like barring main deck shenanigans like Stifle or Consign, I think we should have this. Like I guess potentially him to Torok backed up with Force of Will could be problem could be like a problem because then I don't want to cycle a Street Wraith. There's the Wasteland. Yep, you got me. So we draw, we cycle Street Wraith. They can have Bowmasters, it doesn't matter. Merfolk, it is. Okay, sweet. So we take game one versus either the Mirror or Dimir Tempo. In either case, I'm gonna board like I did. I'm not gonna expect this to be Reanimator. I don't think they get to play that many main deck Fatal Pushes. Board out all the Doomsday stuff. Not sure if I want the Street Wraith over the Consider, maybe? Is that what I did before? I can't remember. That's 61 cards, though. What am I cutting? Is it a Dark Ritual? Maybe it is just the Street Wraith. I have like 14 creatures, so Barrowwolves have plenty of hits. 24 blue cards, that's also plenty. Yeah, let's try this. I get the feeling I'm forgetting something to board something out. I can't yeah, maybe it'll come to me. Oh, and they're on 61 cards. That's interesting. Keep all day. Well, I guess the two Dark Rituals pretty awkward, but okay, they surveil to the top. I think I float a fetch land here, so I can surveil if I want to, and then I can brainstorm next turn and get rid of one or both of the rituals. Thoughtseize. All right, I will try and cast brainstorm. They do daze here. I was wondering if they might. Well, so they get to take my Murktide here. I think that's the only one that makes sense. Unless they're like, they want to win a counter war and they take Force of Will. They do take Force. Okay. Long Goodbye. Don't hate that one. Let's pass. Dothy Voidwalker. I think I'm supposed to surveil first here. Or maybe I am just supposed to like cast the Long Goodbye. I think I will do that. Because I want to be Murktiding. I want to tide the Mercs. Alright. Let's see if this works. Pay the costs for all the delve. That's in. I'm going to cast Tamiyo as well. It feels like they've F6'd. Yep. Alright. Now I have basically two completely useless cards here in my hand, which is, you know, the bad side of this. So we really would like a brainstorm. They shuffle the Ponder. I'd love to see it. There's Wasteland. Yep. Congratulations. You have wasted one of my lands. And you Fatal Push Tamiyo. Okay. That's a bummer, but we have to take it. But that is not a bummer. That is the opposite of a bummer. It's a bimmer. That's not a word. Okay, let's try this. Oops, not in end of combat though. See if they've drawn a Force of Will. They pretty clearly didn't have one last turn. Then they didn't have one this turn. Okay. Ponder again. Ponder shuffles. You love to see it. And that's it. They concede. We finish strong. All right, a 3-2 finish. We got clowned big time by Oops All Spells in game number 1 or round number 1. They had some pretty hot draws, and that happens sometimes. Sometimes we have hot draws, so it is what it is. Then we lost to the Mystic Forge deck in 3 games, and yeah, I feel pretty okay with that matchup. Then we beat Dimir Tempo twice, sandwiching a win against Burn. So that was like the finish to this league was really pleasing. I think yeah, the deck hummed pretty well. I'm not gonna sit here and complain. I know 3-2 is not it's not what we signed up for, but that was pretty good. All right, well, I think that's going to be it for me for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please, if you like the content on this channel, consider subscribing if you haven't already. That really helps me out. I'm trying to push. I'm approaching 2,000 subs. That's a pretty amazing target for me. I really hope to get there soon. It's free to subscribe on YouTube. You know how all that works. It helps the content creators a lot. So thanks to all of you who have subscribed, and I'll be back with some more Legacy. Bye.